of Viktor Orban's, what would you call it, autocracy, are speaking out, essentially. This is a former Hungarian member of parliament, excuse me. His name is Gabor Schering, and he notes, he wrote an essay for Politico, and he says, there are numerous similarities between Orban and Trump. You know, both are former presidents who lost elections and then returned to power, and then both are strident culture warriors. And he says, Orban deployed both the hardware and the software of autocracy or authoritarianism or oligarchy. The software is Orban portraying himself, even though arguably he was a member of the intellectual elite. George Soros paid for him to go to college in England. But he portrays himself as a folksy outsider who is a populist hero of the working class, and the same. They also share an intense platform. Orban has said that immigrants are polluting the blood of Hungarians. Trump says they're poisoning the blood of Americans. You know, just pure, unadulterated racism. And Orban and Trump, they are demonizing immigrants as a way, he says, of dividing and conquering the working class. And this has certainly worked well for Trump. Another crucial piece of that software is something he calls economic nationalism that combines greed with the very real frustration that people have had after 40 years of neoliberalism has chipped away at the middle class in Hungary as well as the United States. Schering, the former Hungarian member of Parliament, says, right-wing populists glorify makers over takers, which he said resonates with working-class voters who value hard work. So even the plutocrats in Hungary, just like the billionaires, I mean, Trump now has 5 billionaires and 2 people worth $900 million in his cabinet, if you're, or as his advisors. I mean, if you're including Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. He says they're all, in Hungary, these billionaires, they're all portrayed as hardworking value creators as opposed to lazy bureaucrats or benefit scroungers. He said now that's all the software of autocracy. He said the hardware of the far-right authoritarian state that Viktor Orban has built in Hungary is fourfold. Number one, strengthening executive power. Orban, since he was reelected in 2010, after being out of power for a couple of years, he immediately began consolidating all of the power of the state within the office of the prime minister. And this is what Trump has declared he's going to do starting on January 20th. Orban has gotten the judiciary under his control. He has appointed enough authoritarian, right-wing, hard right, you know, billionaire-loving, fluffing judges that he basically controls the judiciary. There's no meaningful opposition to him at the level of law. And you know, Trump is looking forward to the same. And the Supreme Court has kind of advanced telegraphed that they're down with that. They're up for that. They're ready to go. He has changed election processes. Viktor Orban, he has basically done what we call gerrymandering, only at a federal level, making it very, very difficult for him ever not to be reelected. He's started an American-style voter registration system. You can get purged from the voting. I mean, he's basically taking control of the election process. And he's also controlled the media. He has changed the libel laws so that he could sue individual writers and newspapers and magazines and newspapers, and television stations and radio stations, and then did so, ran them into bankruptcy, had his billionaire buddies buy them out, and now all of the media, for all practical purposes, certainly all of the mainstream media in Hungary, praises Viktor Orban 24/7. It's like Fox News is the only thing that exists in Hungary. And these are all the things that Donald Trump has literally talked about doing. So what do we do about this? Well, his advice, Schering's advice to Americans is fight back at the state and local level, wage war in the media, and you know, don't back down. Do absolutely everything you can with every tool you have.